What if the pain you wake up with every single morning is not just aging? What if it is not your bones getting older? What if it is not something you simply have to live with? What if the real reason your knees ache, your hips are stiff, your fingers can barely close in the morning, is something happening inside your body right now? Silent, hidden, and completely preventable. She was 67 years old. Every single morning, before she even opened her eyes, the pain was already there, waiting for her. Both knees, every single day. She had been taking 6 anti-inflammatory pills every morning for 3 years. 6 pills. And the pain was still getting worse. Those pills were destroying her stomach lining. She could not eat breakfast without feeling sick. She could not walk downstairs without holding the rail with both hands. She had stopped going to church on Sundays because she was afraid of the stairs at the entrance. She sat right here in this chair, and she looked at me with tired eyes and she said, "Doctor, I cannot keep living like this." I looked at her file, I looked at her, and I asked her one question. In all the years you have been dealing with this pain, has anyone ever told you what food is doing to your joints every single day? She looked at me, and she said no. Nobody had ever asked her that before. If you are watching this right now, and your joints hurt, and you have been told this is just arthritis, just aging, just something you have to accept, I need you to stay with me, because what I'm about to share with you is something that has changed the lives of many of my patients, and it could change yours too. My name is Dr. Marcus. I have spent over 25 years working with patients just like you, adults over 60 who are dealing with pain every single day, adults who have been told by their doctors, take this pill, manage the pain, there is nothing else to do, and I am here to tell you, that is not the full story. Today I'm going to show you 6 foods that are silently feeding the inflammation, destroying your joints right now as you watch this. Foods that millions of seniors eat every single day, genuinely believing they are making healthy choices. Then I am going to show you the 5 foods that actively fight joint inflammation from the inside, cheap, natural, available in any supermarket, backed by real peer-reviewed research. And at the end, I am going to share the one thing that has been shown in clinical trials to actually help rebuild joint cartilage. Not just reduce pain, not just manage symptoms. Actually, rebuild. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand your body in a way your doctor has never had time to explain. But first, I need you to understand one thing, because once you understand this, everything else will make complete sense. Your joints are surrounded by a fluid called synovial fluid. Think of it exactly like the oil inside a car engine. Without it, metal grinds against metal. Everything seizes up. Everything hurts. This fluid is what keeps your joints moving smoothly. It cushions every step you take. It protects the cartilage from breaking down. When your body is healthy, this fluid does its job perfectly. But when there is chronic inflammation running through your body, this fluid changes. It becomes thinner, less protective, like watered down engine oil. And your cartilage, the soft cushion between your bones, starts breaking down faster than your body can repair it. Now here is what your doctor does not have time to tell you. Inflammation does not just come from injury. It does not just come from old age. It comes from your blood, every single day, with every single meal. What you eat either turns up the inflammation inside your joints or turns it down. There is no neutral. Every meal is either helping you or hurting you. And most seniors are unknowingly eating the foods that hurt every single day. That is what we are going to fix right now. 6 foods that are feeding the inflammation, destroying your joints right now. And I want you to pay close attention because some of these are going to surprise you. The first food, vegetable oils, sunflower oil, corn oil, soybean oil, canola oil. These oils are hiding inside almost everything you eat. Biscuits, crackers, crisps, salad dressings, margarine, bread, tinned soups, almost every single processed food on the supermarket shelf. And here's why they are destroying your joints silently. Your body needs a balance of 2 types of fat, omega-6 fatty acids and omega-3 fatty acids. The ideal balance is 4:1, 4 omega-6 for every 1 omega-3. This balance is critical because omega-6 in excess directly triggers the release of inflammatory chemicals inside your joint tissue. Now here is the shocking part. Most seniors eating a modern diet have a ratio not of 4 to 1, but of 20 to 1. Some studies have found ratios as high as 40 to 1, 40 times more inflammatory fat than your body was designed to handle. It is like pouring fuel on a fire inside your joints every single morning and then wondering why the fire will not go out. The fix is simple. Replace every vegetable oil in your kitchen with extra virgin olive oil. One swap, starting tomorrow. The second food, white sugar and hidden sugar. Now I know what you are thinking. I do not eat much sugar. I do not drink soda. I do not eat sweets. But here is what most people do not realize. Sugar is not just in sweets. It is hiding in your granola, in your orange juice, in your low-fat yogurt, in your salad dressing, in your supermarket bread. And every time this hidden sugar enters your blood, your body releases a flood of inflammatory proteins called cytokines. Cytokines are the chemicals that create the heat, the swelling, the stiffness in your joints, every single time your blood sugar spikes. So, if your joints are worse in the morning after a heavier evening meal the night before, now you know exactly why. The third food, processed red meat, bacon, sausages, deli meats, hot dogs, smoked meats. These contain compounds called advanced glycation end products. Scientists call them AGEs, and the name is deeply fitting. AGEs cause widespread inflammation throughout the body, but they have a specific and devastating effect on cartilage. They make cartilage stiffer, less elastic, more brittle, more prone to cracking and breaking down under pressure. A study that followed over 200,000 adults found that those who ate the most processed meat every day had significantly higher joint inflammation markers than those who rarely ate it. This is not about never eating red meat again. It is about understanding that processed meat every single day is actively accelerating the destruction of your joints. The fourth food, white bread, white pasta, white rice, most breakfast cereals. These foods turn into sugar in your body within minutes of eating them. The blood sugar spike, the cytokine flood, the joint inflammation. It happens faster than you think, and it happens every single time. Switch to whole grain alternatives, brown rice, whole grain bread, oats. The fiber slows everything down. Gentle rise, much less inflammation. A difference your joints will feel within weeks. The fifth food, alcohol. I say this gently, because I know this is personal for many people. Regular alcohol consumption directly increases the levels of inflammatory markers in your blood. We have measured this. The research is clear. But beyond that, alcohol disrupts the bacteria living in your gut. And here is something most people have never been told. 70% of your entire immune system lives in your gut. When your gut bacteria are disrupted by alcohol, your immune system becomes dysregulated. It starts producing inflammatory responses it was never supposed to produce. And those responses target your joints. I am not saying never have a glass of wine. I am saying that if you are drinking alcohol every single day and your joints are in pain every single morning, these two things are connected. The sixth food, dairy products. Now I want to be honest with you here, because the science on dairy is not black and white. For some people, particularly those with a sensitivity to a protein in dairy called casein, dairy products significantly increase joint inflammation. For others, dairy has no effect at all. The only way to know which group you are in is to remove all dairy for 4 full weeks, completely, no exceptions, then reintroduce it. If your joint pain noticeably improved during those 4 weeks, dairy is a trigger for you. If nothing changed, dairy is probably not your problem. 4 weeks, one simple experiment. That tells you more than any blood test. Now let me tell you what happened to Margaret. After she sat in my clinic and told me she could not keep taking those pills, I did not reach for my prescription pad. I gave her a list of 6 foods to remove, and a list of 5 foods to add. Nothing else. No new medication, no supplements, no expensive treatments, just food. By the end of the second week, she called my receptionist. She said, "Something is different. My morning stiffness is better. I am making it to the bathroom without holding the wall." By the end of week 4, she had reduced her pain medication from 6 pills a day to 3 on her own because her body did not need the full dose anymore. And then week 8 came. She walked into my clinic, no limp. She sat down slowly, and she looked at me with completely different eyes. She said, "I walked downstairs this morning, both hands free. no rail. For the first time in 2 years. She called the office later that day. She was crying. She said, "Doctor, I feel like I have got part of my life back." 8 weeks. No new medication, just food. I am not sharing this to give you unrealistic hope. I am sharing this because this is what the research supports, and because Margaret is not the only one. I have seen this happen again and again. Now let me show you exactly what she ate. 5 foods that actively fight joint inflammation from the inside out. All of them are cheap. All of them are in any supermarket. All of them are backed by real science. Food number 1, fatty fish, salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring, tuna. These fish are nature's most powerful source of omega-3 fatty acids, and omega-3 is the direct counter to the omega-6 imbalance we talked about earlier. When you eat fatty fish regularly, your body starts correcting that inflammatory ratio. 20-1 becomes 15-1, then 10-1, then closer to what your body was designed for. A major clinical trial published in the Annals of Rheumatic Diseases followed patients with rheumatoid arthritis who ate fatty fish at least twice a week. Significantly lower joint inflammation markers, meaningfully less pain, consistently, across the study. Tinned sardines, tinned mackerel, they count just as well as fresh, and they cost almost nothing, twice a week, starting this week. Food number 2, turmeric. Now before you switch off because you have heard about turmeric before, I need you to hear this one specific thing that most people never know. Turmeric on its own is almost useless. The active compound inside turmeric is called curcumin, and curcumin is very poorly absorbed when you eat turmeric by itself. Your body processes it so quickly that most of the anti-inflammatory benefit never reaches your joints. But when you add black pepper, the compound in black pepper called piperine increases the absorption of curcumin by 2,000%. 2,000%, that is not a small difference. That is the difference between turmeric doing almost nothing and turmeric becoming one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory compounds you can put in your body. Half a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, every single day, in your cooking, in warm water, in soup, in anything. A 2021 clinical study compared curcumin directly to ibuprofen for patients with knee osteoarthritis. Curcumin performed comparably for pain reduction, with 0 side effects on the stomach. 0. Compare that to ibuprofen, which we know causes serious stomach damage with long-term daily use. Food number 3, extra virgin olive oil. Not regular olive oil, not light olive oil, extra virgin, cold pressed, those exact words on the label. Extra virgin olive oil contains a compound called oleocanthal, and oleocanthal does something remarkable. It works in almost exactly the same way as ibuprofen. It blocks the same inflammatory enzymes, the same COX-1 and COX-2 pathways that ibuprofen targets. In fact, researchers discovered oleocanthal specifically because people who ate extra virgin olive oil regularly reported the same slight throat sensation you feel when you take ibuprofen. That slight tingle in your throat, that is the oleocanthal working. Your body recognizing the anti-inflammatory signal. 2 to 3 tablespoons per day. Over your food, in your cooking, every single day. Food number 4, dark leafy green vegetables. Spinach, kale, Swiss chard, broccoli, cabbage. These vegetables are extremely high in vitamin K, and vitamin K plays a role in joint health that almost nobody talks about. Vitamin K directly regulates the proteins that prevent calcification of your cartilage. In plain words, vitamin K stops your cartilage from hardening and becoming brittle. Studies show that seniors with low vitamin K levels have significantly faster cartilage loss than those with adequate levels, and most seniors over 60 are low in vitamin K. Most do not even know to check. 2 cups of raw leafy greens every day, or 1 cup cooked, into your eggs, into your soup, into your smoothie. You cannot even taste spinach in a fruit smoothie, but your joints can feel the difference. Food number 5, ginger. Fresh ginger contains compounds called gingerols and shogaols. These compounds work in your body in a way that directly mirrors how pharmaceutical anti-inflammatory drugs work. Same pathways, same mechanisms, without the side effects. A clinical trial at the University of Miami gave patients with knee osteoarthritis either a concentrated ginger extract or a placebo for 6 weeks. The ginger group had 63% less knee pain, 59% less morning stiffness, compared to the placebo group, 63%, 1 teaspoon of fresh grated ginger every day, or half a teaspoon of ground ginger in your morning tea, in warm water with lemon and turmeric in your cooking every single day. I promised you something at the beginning of this video. The one thing that has been shown not just to fight inflammation, not just to reduce pain, but to actually help rebuild the cartilage that joint pain has been destroying. Are you ready for this? Bone broth, real bone broth, made from simmering animal bones for many hours. I know exactly what you're thinking. That old-fashioned thing my grandmother used to make? Yes, exactly that. Your grandmother was doing something for her health that modern medicine is only now beginning to fully understand. Here is the science behind it. Bone broth is one of the richest natural sources of type 2 collagen. Type 2 collagen is the specific protein that makes up the structure of your joint cartilage. When your cartilage breaks down, your body needs a very specific building material to repair it. That building material is type 2 collagen, and most seniors are not consuming anywhere near enough of it because it does not exist in most modern diets. A clinical study gave patients with knee pain either a collagen supplement or a placebo for 24 weeks. The collagen group had significantly less knee pain, significantly better joint function. And then the researchers did something remarkable. They took MRI scans of the knees before and after. The MRI scans showed measurable improvements in cartilage thickness. Measurable cartilage improvements on an MRI scan after collagen supplementation. This is not a wellness trend. This is peer-reviewed science. 1 to 2 cups of bone broth per day. You can buy it ready-made in most supermarkets now, or make it at home from leftover chicken or beef bones simmered for at least 12 hours. The longer you simmer the bones, the more collagen is released into the liquid. 1 cup every morning. Your joint repair drink. Starting tomorrow. Let me bring everything together now. 6 foods to reduce: vegetable oils, white sugar and hidden sugar, processed red meat, white flour and refined grains, daily alcohol, dairy if you are sensitive. 5 foods to add: fatty fish twice a week, turmeric with black pepper every single day, extra virgin olive oil every single day, 2 cups of dark leafy greens every single day, 1 teaspoon of ginger every single day, and the bonus that changes everything, 1 cup of bone broth every morning. No supplements, no expensive treatments, no new prescriptions, no complicated diet, just real food, cheap food, food that is in your supermarket right now, food that your body already knows how to use. Start tomorrow. Pick one thing from this list, just one. The easiest swap for most people is the oil. Throw away whatever vegetable oil is in your kitchen. Replace it with extra virgin olive oil. That is it. That is your week 1 goal. Week 2, add the turmeric and black pepper. Week 3, add the ginger. Week 4, start the bone broth. By the end of 1 month, you will have completely transformed the nutritional environment of your joints, and your body will feel the difference. Margaret came back to see me at week 8. She walked into my clinic. No limp, no hesitation. She sat down, and she looked at me with eyes that were completely different from the tired, defeated eyes I had seen 8 weeks before. She said, "You know what the strangest part is? I feel better than I did 10 years ago. And I have not changed anything, except what I eat." That is what food can do. Not for everyone in exactly the same way, not overnight, not without consistency. But when you feed your body what it actually needs, when you stop pouring fuel on the fire and start giving your joints the tools to heal, the pain becomes something you manage, not something that manages you. I have created a free guide that goes with everything in this video: the 6 foods to remove, the 5 foods to add, the bone broth preparation guide, and a simple week-by-week plan you can print and stick on your fridge. The link is in the description below this video. It is completely free. If this video reached you today, if something I said connected with what you are going through, Please share this video with someone you love who is dealing with joint pain, a parent, a partner, a friend, a neighbor who you know is struggling. You might be giving them something that genuinely changes how they start each morning. I post a new video every single week covering the health topics that matter most to people over 60. Subscribe, hit the bell, because the information in the next video could be just as important as what you heard today. I am Dr. Marcus. Take care of your joints, take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.